Cenat, the world's largest streamer, I think. I don't actually know because I don't really watch that many streamers, nor do I watch Cenat. But one thing I do know is that he's always going viral for something. He's always doing something crazy, or at least reinvesting the money that he makes back into his stream and producing some of the highest quality streams there is, specifically live streaming. Now, that being said, today we're watching a video called Cenat's Mafia 2 was both amazing and awful. What could this mean? I didn't watch the live stream, so I wouldn't know. But if it's both amazing and awful, we probably should expect something. But before we get into this video, I want to basically ask you guys to join in on the conversation. And what do you mean by this? Simply subscribe. My channel is a conversation. I read all the comments. I don't hide anything unless YouTube blocks it, and I can't do anything about that. But I always love to hear what you have to say, and to be a part of this conversation, all you have to do is subscribe so that you can see these videos in your feed, and you can contribute by commenting on whatever we talk about. We talk about a little bit about everything on this channel. We just react and we talk together. With this long ass intro out of the way, let's get into it. This video is by Internet AJ, which, by the way, AJ, if you watch this video, welcome back, bro. I'm glad you're doing good. Let's get into it. And subscribe to him down in the description. Original video will always be in the description.
Record-breaking 728,000 subscribers and 50 million unique viewers, Cenat's Mafiathon 2 was arguably the biggest event of 2024, and it crowned Cenat as the undisputed king of Twitch.
Which is true, but if you look at all those celebrities, you're probably saying, how does someone like this get that? One thing I do know is that early on, as soon as he found success on live streaming, he hired, I think, he signed with a talent agency, and I forgot who it was. Is it Clutch Sports? No. Anyway, the connections that he has through that is one of the biggest payoffs. That it was just such a smart business move to do it this early on, so that he can reach the content that he wants much quicker without having to do it all on his own. And it was just such a smart move. I guess I don't want to do a whole rant this early on, but one of the smartest moves that a creator can make is yeah, you get less money, but at the end of the day, everything's so much easier. And not only that, you can become the king of content.
While it delivered plenty of amazing moments, sometimes things went so awfully wrong, they could have spelled disaster for Kai.
3, 2.
Okay. This part is, how do you as a content creator, how does your team not vet this? So I know if you know the clip, you know the clip. Basically, there's a white guy dressed almost like a slave being hung. He has a noose around his neck. If anybody should tell you anything, if anybody who was responsible on your team would immediately look at this and be like, this is not a good, one, it's not a good look. But two, it's this is not going to play out very well. And guess what?
1.
And with 120,000 viewers locked in at all times, the stakes were high. It only took one reckless...
And all of a sudden, the irony is he should have been banned. But because he was making Twitch so much money, that didn't happen. But I don't think it was Kai's fault. I'm just going to be honest. Again, I didn't really watch his streams. But if you're paying and you hired a team of people to do everything for you, and you're basically losing money because you hired them. I guess technically, no, you made more in the long run by hiring them. But it's almost... his team failed him, because this is common sense. But granted, he's probably worried about a million things, but there has to be somebody who is a little bit older that can tell you responsibly that hey, this is probably not a good idea. You're live right now. You can't edit this out.
Stunt and a single guest appearance to bring Kai
Okay, so I defended Kai on this one. I'm gonna defend him on this one again. The Kodak Black situation. What are you gonna do? That one's kind of tricky. This one, his team failed him, right? Okay, his team completely failed him. It's not a reflection on Kai. It's a reflection on the people that he hired. Not this guy. Not even this guy. It's a team that is supposed to be around him and protect him. Because I'm not trying to glaze him or defend him. The dude's 22, 23. He's a young guy. He's a young dude. He's come into money and fame and he doesn't have that life experience to really see things in the ways that maybe some of us older people have. I'm not even that old, but what I'm trying to say is like somebody on his team who he's paying should have recognized this, and if not, someone older on his team should have been able to recognize this. It's not his fault. Whereas this also was not his fault. This is just Kodak being. I actually like Kodak music, like Kodak's music, but I mean, I don't know. I just don't think it's his fault. Like, how do you control somebody from doing drugs on your stream? Like, it was. If you watch the clip, it was so quick. So hopefully we can see it.
Dangerously close to jeopardizing his career. However, before we get into the chaos and drama, let's start with the stage where it all unfolded. The Mafiathon 2 house was a $55 million Los Angeles mega mansion with over a dozen bedrooms, an outdoor pool, an indoor sauna, a theater room, and its own basketball court.
So just imagine renting all this, and then he hired a whole team of people to put this all together. Now, did he himself do this? No. But he took all that money that he was making, reinvested it into hiring the right people that will then hire like producers. He basically hired producers to put this together, and that is one of the smartest things ever. Like most people would, once they come onto money like he did, they just settle. They do whatever. But instead he said, "You know what? I'm going to take this money and reinvest it."
But as impressive as the mansion was, it was the location that caught everyone's attention.
Yeah.
The Mafiathon 2 house was right next to P. Diddy's infamous
This is I saw this. Look, so a lot of the news that I know about only because it popped up on Twitter. This is crazy. This is
LA estate, the same one that the FBI raided earlier this year in March. And it wasn't just close, the two properties actually shared a border. When Kai found out about this, well, he got freaked out to say the least.
Cenat Mafiathon 2 house is right next to Diddy's. Oh, no!
According to
look. You gonna what are you gonna do? I mean, that part. I'm not trying to defend him in all this or like glaze him or anything. It sounds weird saying that because he's like a kid and I'm way older than him. But like, it's just. I don't want to say like you. It's hard to tell like catch this beforehand. But at the same time, it's like, how many mansions are really for rent for you to be able to use to put a production together? Right. And I mean, I guarantee you, after the Diddy stuff, the person that lived there probably moved out. Like, hey, if I'm this mansion owner, I'm taking anybody who wants to rent this. Okay. Because it's right next to the Diddy house. And I'm sure there's a bad reputation.
TMZ, Combs is looking to sell.
And viewers were equally shocked by this revelation. Next to Diddy house, y'all gotta dig deeper behind this. Bro, just imagine how many bad things have happened in that house. It's most likely connected to Diddy in every way possible. However, the mansion's location was just the tip of the iceberg.
Which, yes, again, if anything, his team should have probably caught that. Because that's just, maybe that's like foresight into what's going to happen.
What came next took everyone's concern to an entirely new level. Barely into the second day of the stream, Kai was unexpectedly hit with a Twitch ban. The timing couldn't have been worse. This was shaping up to be Twitch's biggest event of the year, and banning one of their top creators mid-stream left everyone scratching their heads. But soon enough, the reason behind the ban became clear. Kai had been swatted. A helicopter circled the Mafiathon 2
because the house was leaked on where he was.
House as officers surrounded the property. The entire crew had to evacuate as—
which, by the way, all this at the end of the day, you can't see it behind my camera, but it's 2.3 million views. So everything that all these bad things are happening, as much as they look bad on him, at the end of the day, it's not his fault. So at the end of the day, he can use it as content and only make himself richer. So like all that money he spent on all this basically paid him back.
Police swept through the house, bringing the stream to an abrupt halt. While this was happening, Kai immediately jumped on Instagram Live to explain that he was just as confused as his fans and had no idea what had triggered the ban.
Twitch just banned me mid-subathon, bro. was nothing even crazy. I didn't even do nothing.
At that point, many assumed the ban was permanent, and even Kai seemed unsure about the stream's future.
And now I gotta wait when like they didn't even do like niggas just search the room real quick and that's it. Like what the fuck? I'm gonna see what's up. I'm gonna see what happens. They most likely might unban me, but
Luckily, the panic state did not last long, as Kai was unbanned after only 6 minutes.
they tried to stop the motion.
Honestly, that's just kind of crazy that they. Why would they do that if it was only a ban for 6 minutes? Which, if you know Twitch staff, they're pretty trash.
I got banned, swatted over the last 30 minutes. They tried to stop the motion. I'm not playing no more. I'm not playing no more.
He resumed the stream as soon as the officers cleared the house. According to Kai, the police were called after someone falsely reported a double unalive at the house.
I called the cops and told them on the phone and said someone in the house shot their brother, killed them, and then shot and killed themselves.
However, the problems didn't stop there. This incident would only foreshadow the challenges the event was about to face next. Fortunately for Kai, he wasn't facing these hurdles alone. He had assembled a crew that played a crucial role in making Mafiathon 2 a groundbreaking event.
This is where people don't give him credit. He reinvests all his money into his team, but by doing that, he doesn't have to carry the burden of his content. Notice that, like, how do I say it? Kai himself doesn't have to try or do anything. Because if you look at all the memorable moments that have happened on his stream or that go viral, it's not even him. It's not even him. It's the content or the guests that he brings on. And that's really smart, because then he doesn't have to try to constantly entertain in the way, another popular streamer might have to if it's just them. It's like, because you can always find new guests to put on your stream, but you can never just change yourself. Like you're either doing it or you're not. You know what I mean? So it's tough. It's smart, very smart.
And for some, it was even life-changing. There was Ray, a Taiwanese student Kai had randomly met while live streaming at a 7-Eleven in Japan 1.5 years prior.
Yo, what's good, bro?
It's my dream.
It's a dream?
Yeah. My boy.
I love you, man.
Kai.
Kai instantly hit it off with Ray and encouraged him to come to the US. Over time, Ray adopted Kai's fashion sense, New York slang, and even sense of humor.
I saw you.
What do you mean you just saw me?
Right there. Look, right there.
Oh, it was right there.
Hey, family. You family though.
What do you mean I'm family? Next time you come here, right? I'm smacking this shit.
Hey, next time you come here, Roach, I'm gonna put my in your mouth.
And then there was
Kind of stupid, but all right.
Kai, a 16-year-old who literally had to get permission from his mom to attend the event. Rakai was very energetic and had a very similar...
I mean, what's wrong? Okay, that was weird. What's wrong with him he's a 16-year-old, getting permission from his mom? Like, he's a 16-year-old. He would have to.
...personality to Kai himself. He was even playfully referred to as Kai's son, and fans fell in love with him instantly. So much so that some of the best moments of the stream came when Kai, Ray, and Rakai were on screen together. Their dynamic was effortless. After all, Ray plus Kai does equal Rakai. Their jokes and banter felt natural, adding an energy to the event that kept viewers hooked.
Look at your face. How the teeth so big, bro? You look like rabbit.
That's the only thing you say is my teeth.
Nah, that's my first time saying your teeth.
Like, I like do this. I like do this.
What? Yo, you said what?
I'm lazy, but I'm saying like, I look good.
And this is what made Mafiathon 2
And also, like, just to be honest, out of all the events, I think Kai knows how to hug the PG-13 line, PG to PG-13 line very, very well, versus like some of the other creators. Like, not saying like I'm like, oh, I love kid content, blah blah blah, because I myself don't really, I guess I don't really care. But one thing I know for sure is like, yeah, a lot of his audience is kids, but at the same time, it's like he knows that like there's a line that he has to stay below in order to like keep that. And that's really hard for a lot of people when they come across money, because then they just want to do crazy shit. If you look at all these other streamers doing like, I don't even want to say names because you already know who they are. They come across this money and they do all this crazy shit, and that takes them across that PG-13 to rated R to rated M or whatever. But I do commend that he keeps himself into that, like, this is I know my audience. If I'm gonna do just by my audience. I need to stay between PG-13 and PG.
stand out. Kai didn't choose his team based on clout or fame. I mean, Rakai was a small streamer, averaging only 500 viewers a month. And hilariously, Ray wasn't even a creator when they first met. They were chosen because they brought a genuine sense of joy and relatability to the stream. By giving them such a massive platform, Kai introduced their talents to millions of viewers. Take Rakai's career for example. After coming to Mafiathon 2, his average monthly viewership skyrocketed to over 12.
And I just hope this is the tragic thing about fame or internet clout at a young age. I hope the best for him. I hope he gets a team, hires a team to manage him. Because when you're that young, you're going to make so many mistakes. Hell, Kai is only what, 20 something, 20, 23, 22. He's still going to make plenty of mistakes. And so the thing is, it's like, you got to build that support system around you, because if not, there's so many countless stories of people just ruining their own lives.
Which goes on to show the transformative effect this event had. But it wasn't just the team that made Mafiathon 2 unforgettable. The event was packed with wild celebrity appearances that became some of the stream's big.
And this all came from his talent group. The fact that he had access to some real life celebrities without really having to jump through hoops is dude, he is so smart for doing this.
Biggest highlights. From Chris Brown pulling off backflips with the squad.
Considering all the Diddy stuff, I'm surprised he had Chris Brown.
To Travis Barker shredding through a 13-minute drum solo. And even Snoop Dogg giving a personal tour of his LA compound. Mafiathon 2 delivered non-stop entertainment. And of course, after the love Kevin Hart and Drewski received during Kai's first Mafiathon, they made a much anticipated return.
These two alone, even if you just had these two alone, it would have been set. But the fact that he had so many guests throughout the thing is crazy. But no, I did watch some of the Drewski and Kevin Hart, because they're both hilarious. I love Drewski. I think he's funny.
And right off the bat, they brought their signature wild humor to the stream. Whether it was their hilarious Try Not to Laugh challenge.
Roll Tide Willie? Why is he here? What? I don't remember this. If you don't know, Roll Tide Willie, he's a bunch of kids, basically. Nah, I'm not trying to say disrespectful, but like when you're in your early 20s, you're basically still, as a dude, at least, you're pretty young mentally. But it's just so funny that you got Roll Tide Willie here.
Drewski looks like a Dairy Queen.
Like, this is like a screenshot. I'm sorry. This is just so funny.
Cone.
Slow them down.
Their ridiculous pool noodle helmet game. Or their sleepover with Kai and the crew.
Nah, the clips that came out of this is so funny. It's the ultimate clip farm.
Which one of y'all farted, bro?
The duo had fans glued to their screens. These moments reflected the sheer scale of Kai's influence. Kevin Hart, a Hollywood icon, spent the night in a crowded room with creators instead of his own mansion, highlighting Kai's unique ability.
But it's really, if you understand entertainment, it's actually not that surprising. It actually makes a lot of sense. Because if you think about it, Kevin Hart has a lot of like adult rated movies, but he also has a lot of family films. So for him, like, this is not like, this is perfectly within the range of stuff he would do. Like, I guess I'm not saying it's surprising, because it shouldn't be surprising, because in reality, there should be more celebrities understanding this space and understanding they could fit in it without being weird about it. Right. And I'm glad Kevin Hart understands that.
Ability to make celebrities relatable, something fans rarely see. This dynamic was key to what made Mafiathon 2 so special. But while Kevin and...
But also, in fairness, a lot of the celebrities are super old. I don't want to say that, but like so like Kevin Hart, I think he's in his 40s, 50s. A lot of Hollywood actors are in their 40s and 50s. You're not going to find anybody in their 30s or 20s, really, at all. It's kind of a meme, I guess, that Hollywood doesn't want to introduce new actors because they just keep keeping the same old people, right? It's crazy.
Drewski's appearance was packed with viral
Not saying 40 is old, but what I'm saying is compared to the streaming space is like young 20s now.
moments. It also brought unexpected controversy, one that involved accusations of mental abuse.
Oh, this part was stupid. This whole part was dumb.
During the Thanksgiving dinner skit, as the two guests sat around the table with the Mafiathon crew, Drewski bullied child actor, repeatedly commenting on his weight even when Kai tried to stop him.
That part was just more of like Drewski was just out of hand. Like I think it was bullshit just because like the drama around it was kind of unnecessary. You could have easily just say, "Hey, here's like a couple of bucks. Like here's some money. Like sorry about that. Move on." Or even capitalize it and make a channel and just kind of meme about it. Like I don't know.
Yo, come on, bro. Come on. Yo,
Y'all been saying that to me all night. Everybody
Why is Roll Tide here? Roll Tide Willie.
told me to all night, but I can't call the other little fat. Man, y'all
The child eventually broke down in tears, and while Kai tried to console him, Drewski continued to defend himself.
But that's what I'm saying. But y'all want me to man.
He's starting drama, but he doesn't realize that the Addams family, they're doing a skit. They're doing a bit. They're not part of the whole joke, if that makes sense.
But y'all do it to me though.
no, he was young and they called you fat. You
My bad, bro. My bad.
good?
My bad.
But he's crying. He's dead ass crying.
Understandably, many viewers found Drewski's comments insensitive and unacceptable. That's a damn child. Why is it that out of every adult in the room,
Yeah, I it was kind of it's just one of those poor tastes. There is gonna eventually be a poor taste joke. I mean,
he
I'm
calls
not
that
surprised.
innocent child fat? Drewski don't know when to stop. 500K people watching live and you gonna embarrass this little boy like that? The next day, the child's mother released a video expressing how helpless she felt watching her son get humiliated.
I've been crying
All that plastic surgery and lip fillers, I just can't take her serious.
all fucking night. As a mom, I feel helpless that I couldn't get my son out of that house because of security and because of like telling me everything's okay when it wasn't. And I can't believe like Kai Cenat kept letting this be filmed. I can't believe like he let this be out there of Drewski humiliating my baby when my son was there to do an Addams Family skit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, people need to understand, they're there as a skit. They're not part of the big joke, right? They're just there to contribute in the small part that they can and then leave. Like, it's just, yeah.
He lied to us, you guys.
In a follow-up video, she even accused Drewski of mentally abusing her son.
Older person, Drewski.
She's just, again, it's the lip fillers and all the plastic surgery on her face. Just, I can't take her, like, whatever she's, how dramatic she is, I can't take her serious. But I do think, in fairness, embarrassing a child like that on the internet and that many in front of that many people, there should be some type of restitution. But the way she's I'm not trying to judge, but like I just can't take her serious.
Was physically and mentally assaulting my son, calling my son a fat ass nigga, whatever he was saying. But he's a big ass silverback gorilla. He had no business talking to a 9-year-old like this.
Kai later responded to these statements and apologized.
I hate that there's a steak little thing right here because everyone keep posting clips with the steak ads.
I apologize for what happened. But we apologized multiple times on and off camera though.
But he also defended Mafiathon 2, arguing that the situation was being blown out of proportion.
All right, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I just feel like she's dragging the situation.
Like they could have, like I said, he's 100% right. So she's right to a certain extent, but he's also right. I think what should have happened was they said, "Oh, let's turn the camera somewhere else. Let's try to move the situation differently," and then off screen, try to give her money, try to just not like pay her off to be quiet, but just be like, "Our bad, my bad," and like have Kai give an apology in person, or the team, you know what I mean, like, or have Drewski apologize to the mom, and like, you know, they know celebrities, be like, "Hey, we'll let you meet this celebrity." Like, there's ways to make it right. that doesn't need to be like a negative thing.
My fault. I'm sorry. I just feel like she's dragging the situation.
However, some viewers were still not convinced. He just making excuses for unacceptable behavior. Drewski is an old-ass man in his 30s going around bullying 8-year-olds. Bruh deserves to be canceled. This incident highlighted the risks of an unscripted event like Mafiathon 2, while the unpredictable...
Like, if I was the parent, you know, I'd be like, hey guys, look, here's what I need. You guys bullied my son live on the internet. What I need y'all to do is, if y'all really want to make this right, you know, come out, make an apology, like without going, don't complain about it. Just do a real genuine apology, and like try to like maybe do something with my son. Try to have my son on again, but like present him in a better light. You know what I mean? Try to lift him up from the damage that might have been done. Right? Give Kai a chance to right the wrong in a way that is public. That isn't demeaning to both people.
Predictability kept things exciting, it also meant every mistake was amplified, sometimes pushing things dangerously close to career-ending situations. But as heated as the controversy with Drewski became, it was far from the only moment that dragged Mafiathon 2 into unsettling territory. One guest's appearance took a turn so troubling, it even left Kai looking genuinely terrified. The moment Kodak Black...
This is like, how do you vet guests? I don't know, but they need to do a better job, because as cool as I think it would have to have Kai on, or Kodak, you gotta vet your guests. Like, I don't even know how this. Hey, check his fucking, like, do you have to check everybody to make sure they don't have drugs on them? I mean, it's a little demeaning for something like this, but maybe you have to do that, because this is crazy.
The American rapper known for hits like Super Gremlin and No Flockin' took a random pill on stream, the entire vibe shifted. When Kai asked what it was, Kodak brushed it off, calling it a glitch for the Twitch.
What was that? That was a glitch for the Twitch.
From this point on, things only got worse. Kodak struggled with even the simplest tasks like pushing play on his phone.
Yeah, I honestly, gonna be honest, they got to figure something out. They gotta they just gotta figure out a way to vet their guests. There's no way you can have this ever happen again.
And then he took off his shirt and started mumbling lyrics incoherently.
Yeah, he just looks so uncomfortable. Because he's literally actually geeking right now. That's crazy.
When I hate just want to make, but I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
It was hard to watch. Even Kai, who's usually known for his charisma and ability to keep things flowing,
He was playing it safe. He was playing it safe because you got a guy tweaking, geeking, literally right next to you, live on camera. You say they're doing the wrong thing, approach the situation wrong. You were the one that brought the guest here, so it's like, yeah, he played it right by just sitting there and really not doing anything.
Couldn't completely hide his discomfort. The entire mood of the stream changed and viewers couldn't ignore what they were seeing. It literally feels like he took in a crackhead from the street, no joke. Super duper crackhead vibes. Some even turned their criticism toward Kai, questioning his decision to let Kodak stay on stream in his current state.
Well, you can't. What are you gonna do? Get him off? Like, you can't force him off. And if you do, the camera's on. Everything is live.
Just as guilty for this. He allowing the whole world to see Kodak like this. For an event as massive as Mafiathon 2, broadcasting such erratic behavior and potential drug abuse in front of such a large audience could have led to a major PR disaster for both Kai and Kodak. Yet, despite the uncomfortable situation, Kai did his best, staying composed and not drawing too much attention to his behavior. He just danced with Kodak and tried to have a good time. This reflected Kai's compassionate personality. He didn't sensationalize Kodak's behavior for views. Instead, he focused on being supportive, which hit...
And trying to move on. I don't think this is where I disagree with AJ. If you're in this position, you're not being supportive. You're trying to move on. You're trying to downplay everything so that you can move on. He's in a tricky situation.
Hit home for a lot of viewers. And while this was far from the biggest hurdle during this month-long event, it was one of the moments that made Mafiathon 2 so special. And Kai's compassion wasn't just reserved for celebrities, it extended to smaller creators as well. Throughout the event, Kai shared his platform with several of them, offering opportunities that would significantly impact their careers. One such creator was NPC Miles, a TikTok.
This is crazy. Good thing, because this dude was like, I think he was spiraling before this ever happened. So good for him that he got this opportunity, because it kind of, yeah. If you don't know, TikTok live streamers, they spiral into madness because they realize that even though they're popular on TikTok, a lot of that doesn't transition to other platforms. They don't trust it. It doesn't transfer to YouTube. It doesn't transfer to Twitch. It doesn't, because you have the only audience you have are the people with attention spans of less than goldfish, right? And so a lot of these creators they just go crazy and or do something really bad. So you could tell he was down that rabbit hole, and I think this opportunity literally saved him.
TikTok streamer known for his Miles Morales NPC routine. Once a viral trend, his act had started losing traction and Miles was struggling to maintain his audience. In fact, a few months earlier, a viral clip showed Miles breaking character during a live stream after he became frustrated when viewers stopped sending likes and gifts.
There's 11,000 people in here. There's 11,000 people in here, and you guys are not tapping the screen, okay? Make sure that you're tapping the screen. There's 11,000 people in here. There's 11,000 people in here, okay?
It was clear that Miles's career was at a breaking point. That's
Again, in fairness, it's most TikTok creators or TikTok, especially TikTok live streamers.
when Kai stepped in and invited him to join Mafiathon 2, giving him a platform to showcase his talent.
Who the f is you? I can't believe I'm Spider-Man. Miles! Yeah! Let's go! My name's Miles Morales. What's your name? My name's Kai.
Miles took over the stream during the late night hours, entertaining viewers from 1 a.m. to 10 a.m. while the rest of the team slept. The audience also enjoyed his
That was such a smart idea. Literally have someone entertain the stream while everyone else is sleeping.
Their characters like Hood Miles. He even broke character several times, including this moment where he called Drewski out.
Oh, this
No more pizza?
Why the f are you eating so much? It's like 4 a.m. in the morning.
Okay. All right. Okay, Spider-Man. Okay.
I'm just trying to help you.
Oh, no.
It looks like you need some spider help.
Eventually, his energy and dedication.
My favorite one is when he starts beefing with Kevin Hart. That shit is funny.
Won over the chat, but Miles wasn't working alone. During these nightly sessions,
Oh yeah, that's right. He has the drummer too. Again, I only know because of the clips.
Miles was joined by another small streamer, Office Drummer, who played drum solos whenever someone gifted 100 subs.
Thanks to the 100 community subs. Everybody spam some W's for Brad and Cenat. Oh boy, doing. I'm gonna ban for band. God damn.
Their combined efforts brought another layer of entertainment to the stream, keeping viewers engaged 24/7. This exposure from Mafiathon 2 proved life-changing for both creators. In fact, Office Drummer later got married live on stream. Yes, I'm talking about an actual marriage, not a bit.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This part was really cool.
let's give it up for the newlyweds, Office Drummer and Me Soup Mommy. You may kiss the bride.
Kai even agreed to pay for their honeymoon.
And from me to you, Drummer, from y'all two, I want you guys to choose anywhere y'all want to go for y'all honeymoon. And I got it on me. On me.
I just get weird when people say on me, because after the Diddy stuff, I get nervous. You know what I mean?
Similarly, Kai's support helped NPC Miles revive his career. He even broke down in tears after reaching 50,000 Twitch followers after his return from the event. He also gave up the NPC Miles
Good. Fuck that NPC Miles stuff.
character and decided to become his own person. And let's not forget Emily CC. After live streaming 24/7 for 3 years straight, she finally got her big break when Kai and Benny Blanco called her on stream. She went from 200 live viewers in October 2024 to over 1,000 from the exposure she received. And so, the brilliance of Mafiathon 2 went beyond the entertainment value. It was about the transformative power of Kai Cenat's platform to uplift others. But while many lives were changed for the better, not everyone shared Kai's vision. Some participants saw the
Again, it's the team's fault, not his.
event as an opportunity to cause chaos instead of creating something meaningful, pushing boundaries so reckless that they nearly destroyed Kai's career in the process. One of the most infamous moments of Mafiathon 2 came during its final days when Kai invited Max Major, a magician and mentalist who had appeared on his streams before. So, on November 26th, Max had planned an elaborate stunt for Kai and his viewers. As part of the act, he stood on a platform outside the Mafiathon house, placing his head into one of the loops and asked Kai to pull one of the two handles in front of him. Kai, his team, and the guests gathered around, unaware of what would happen next.
Like, what were they expecting to happen? Is what I don't understand. What were they expecting to happen? That is why the team around him really failed him.
But if you die, what happens? I go to jail.
You're gonna grab one of the handles, only one handle, and you're gonna get the grip from pull.
I don't want to see this.
But when Kai pulled a handle, Max was suddenly lifted into the air. For several moments, the group froze in shock until Max was freed. Kai was visibly shaken as he repeatedly asked Max if he was okay. Meanwhile, Max's team rushed to defuse
That's not what he first said. He said, "Oh, I'm gonna get banned." That was the first thing he said.
the situation by ushering everyone inside the house. Kai's concern quickly turned to fear as he worried the incident could get him banned from Twitch.
Nigga might get banned. Is he good?
Later, Kai discovered a pre-recorded video from Max explaining that the stunt had been planned all along.
If you're watching this, that means that something has gone terribly wrong. But what you don't know is that was all according to my plan.
Turns out, Max harbored a deep resentment for Kai as he believed Kai pushed him to fail.
You see, from the first time we met, you pushed me, you challenged me, you wanted to see me fail. And I thought tonight, I'd give you exactly what you asked for.
Kai was outraged. He stated that he had invited Max onto the platform with good intentions and
Which, again, his team should have seen this.
felt deeply betrayed by the stunt.
Out of everybody, I'm the one who brought you into the space for you to display your talent. Yesterday you had a good run. I kept bringing you back, and you can't even give me the respect enough to come in here and just explain your situation.
Right.
He also expressed frustration, revealing that the situation reinforced negative stereotypes about black people and placed him in an extremely risky position.
He wanted to look. We just look like black people that look crazy. That's what they want us to look like.
Your team should have vetted this. Y'all standing there shocked is not your fault. It's not even the guy's fault. It's your team.
Fans immediately lashed out at Max. This is sick AF. You set up Kai for failure literally. Kai was joking around and having fun at that time. You were just trying to make him lose everything he spent years building and working hard for. However, not everyone sided with Kai. Popular streamer XQC argued that even if Kai wasn't directly responsible, Twitch should have banned him for the incident.
That is absolutely true. How is it that Kai can literally hang somebody on stream and not get banned permanently? But if I were to show a nipple when I was playing a game or something, or like show a nipple accidentally, or accidentally show a nut, I'm cooked. My channel's cooked. Like that's kind of like, you know what I mean?
You're saying it's a skit, but brother, you need to understand it, that there's a major rule that I think is important as well on Twitch and on other websites, where it's like if you do like a fake swatting, insta ban it. I think the same thing applies here, because dude, otherwise
That's why the team needs to vet. So I actually think two things could be true. It's not Kai's fault. It's the team's fault. And I do think he should have got banned because of the team. And then Kai can then sue the team to get all the money that he lost.
brother, like, people do some weird shit on stream for views. It's just odd.
Whether or not Kai knew the full extent of the prank, the consequences could have been catastrophic.
Yep.
This single moment had the potential to jeopardize the success of Mafiathon 2, derailing nearly a month's worth of effort, but more than that, it could have cost Kai his entire career. Some of Kai's fans were young and impressionable.
Exactly my point. He should have fired whoever the lead producer was for this part. He should have fired them.
Kai himself was only 16 years old, and he was also watching Max.
And Kai exposed him to that.
For them to believe they just witnessed someone being unalived in such a shocking way would have been deeply unsettling. Despite the chaos and controversy, however, Mafiathon 2 pressed on, leading to a monumental conclusion. On December 1st, Kai successfully completed Mafiathon 2, with 728,000 Twitch subscribers and—
He's 22. That's what I'm saying. Like, I know I keep saying the point of his team, but at the end of the day, there's going to be a point where he's not as popular anymore. He doesn't have this kind of get out of trouble for free. And the thing is, if you run out of that, you're going to have to start enforcing things on your team and start vetting celebrities and stuff like that, cuz he's only 22 years old. I think he's going to be around for a long time. He'll probably start falling off probably around his 20, like 27, probably 26. No, I'd say like probably 28, 29. So about another good 8 years, which is incredible if you really think about it. And so and around that time is when he's going to really need to lock down the people around him. In that time, he needs to really lock down the people around him who actually can be responsible and make sure he doesn't run into a situation like this again. Anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments down below. I try my best to contribute. I'm not the biggest Kai fan. Not that I dislike him. I just don't really watch him all that much outside of like clips that make the internet. But I think he's a good dude. He is young, so cut him some slack. He's got a lot to learn in his life. And we're going to cover it here if anything else happens. Anyway, appreciate y'all. Check out the next one. Bye-bye.